Hey everyone, welcome to Quarter Mile Farm. Today is garlic harvest day. I'm a little bit late getting to it and got to get it done. So we're doing it today and I'm so glad that it's clouded over today. We've had really hot weather here. It's typical for summer here to be in the high 90s, reach 100 even. And we've been getting up there, but today the temperature has dropped. We had a thunderstorm around 5 o'clock this morning. We got some nice rain with that. It's been a little while since we've had some rain, probably about a month. And now there's still some cloud cover coming through. It's a little bit breezy, so since I don't have a mic for my phone, I'll keep the talking low so the wind noise doesn't bother you guys, and just do a kind of time lapse with some music so you guys can see the harvest. But I'm also showing you some of the garden here. It's very weedy. We kept it nice and great until about mid-June, and then all of a sudden the weeds exploded, and we also had run out of time for just maintaining up the weeding. So you see behind me here, this is the garlic patch. And up until about 3 weeks ago you could actually see the garlic in there, and now you have to look carefully to see it. So I'm gonna get to work harvesting this. I'll show you some other shots around the farm, especially in the garden area here. This is where I have strawberries and where I grew the pickling cucumbers and dill last year, and I planted some more things this year. I did the pickling cucumbers again, the dill again. In fact, over there I have dill that came up from seed from what I planted last year, so that's always nice. I call that free food, a gift from God. So over here I have the strawberries. I also planted a long row, about 50-foot row, maybe not quite 50 feet, maybe 40, of eggplant, and it's an eggplant mix. There's going to be purple globe ones, white globe, green globe, and then like an elongated, skinny or narrow purple. So some of them are already blooming and fruiting, so that's exciting. I don't even like eggplant. I'm going to try to learn to like it, try out some recipes. I do like eggplant parmigiana. So might try some of that. I planted green beans, a long row of green beans in here. I planted a few rows for me over in my regular garden, and I ended up selling a lot of what I picked. So I had people wanting 20 pounds or more for preserving. So I'm kind of getting to a point where I like to grow not just a market garden, but more of a bulk gardening for those who want like a large amount for preserving, so like the pickling cucumbers and now the green beans. And of course I have winter squash planted again, so we'll have all that for people who want it for preserving and not just necessarily for, you know, supper that night. So yeah, so that's this area. Strawberries, a row of green beans, a row of eggplant, we have the dill, and then the pickling cucumbers, and then the garlic is right here. And then down here we also planted some melons that Brent wanted to get in the ground. And so that's, I guess, kind of an update on this section of our farm. But I'm gonna get to work and we'll see how much garlic we get after I'm all done pulling out the weeds. As a reminder, for those who saw my previous video where I planted this garlic, or for those that didn't watch that and want to know what kinds I planted a row of elephant garlic, a row or two of Romanian red, and then a couple rows of Russian Inferno. Both of those two final ones are more on the spicy side. And then I planted Music, which is a very popular one. And then I had some, I think, French gray shallots. And then I have a couple rows where I planted garlic that I had growing wild, volunteer, in my no-till garden. So I planted the single bulbs, and it should, or the bulbils actually, from the tops, and it will have grown into a single clove. And then this next fall I'll plant those again, and it should give me the head of cloves that we're used to seeing in the stores. But I'm just gonna go put these fancy dancy collection boxes at the end of each rows. See, I have that one labeled elephant garlic. Just make do with what you got. That's what I always do. So yeah, gonna go lay these at the end of the rows where they belong. Can you read that? It says Romanian red. The chalk did not last year round. I knew that. I never went back and made it heavier so I could read it again, but I actually can tell what it says. It's the next day now. I was able to get the elephant garlic and the Romanian red garlic harvested. Gonna try to work on the others now. Nice and sunny today, no cloud cover. But wanted to come down here and show you some more of our crops that we have planted this year. Brent has planted Kajari melons. He fell in love with the colors of the rind. Thought they would be really awesome to grow. And then he also later, which is why they're much smaller, planted some seeds from a honeydew melon that we got. So this area is going to be filled in with lots of melons. This is just down, the garlic is, well, in and amongst all the weeds there. So the melons are taking up the end of that spot that I didn't fill in with garlic. Well, I think this is day 4 of harvesting garlic. I didn't actually record anything on the 3rd day that I harvested. I just wanted to get things in, get in there and get things done. So I harvested all of the music garlic, and then I started in on the French gray shallots that I have, which is right in here. Can you see them? So I'm going to work on those more today. I don't know how long I'm going to work this morning. We're supposed to get up to about 102 today, so I don't know how long I want to be out here. Plus, I have an appointment, a play date for the younger boys today that we're going to go to this afternoon. So anyway, I'm going to work on that. We'll show you some of the shallots as I dig them up, and then also take a look in here. We have the bulbils that I collected from the garlic growing in my no-till garden that I was going to plant in here, and then harvest them and then replant them again and hopefully get some some cloves from them. So I'll show you here what I mean. So right here is the top of the little bulbul that I planted last year, and it has started growing more on top of that. So I'm gonna dig this up and we'll see what the base looks like. It should just be a singular clove of garlic. And there's so many weeds in here. Ugh. That didn't come up. Not surprised, it's all weeds in here, the grass weeds. All right, so here you see just the single globe of garlic, which you could just use this, but I intend to replant this fall and then see if this will grow into more cloves of garlic, like what you would expect when you plant them from the big bulbs that you get. So this is what I'll be getting from this row in here. And the shallots have been really fun to harvest. These are the tops of them right here, and you can see there's just a whole bunch of them bunched together. That's how shallots grow, not like an onion or the garlic where it's all one conglomeration. This has a conglomeration, but it's a whole bunch of littles stuck together into one big bunch. Kind of like bunching onions, I suppose. You can see this one right here is pretty big. And so is that one. And then you have just smaller ones. And so that's how it continues to grow. Kind of fun to harvest when you have the greens to see them. There are some places along here where I don't have the greens anymore because I'm a little late in harvesting these. Not too late, just a little late, so that the greens have all died back. Let me show you. So let's play Spot the Shallots. Can you tell where they are? These dried leaves right here are the tops of the shallots. And so you just dig under here, and there you go. And you can see the shallots are still good, just like the ones with the green tops. Now I wouldn't want to, excuse me. Now I wouldn't have wanted to wait to harvest these any longer, of course. But they would have likely just continued growing next year. But I don't want to leave them in the ground. I want to be able to use them and to sell them. So I actually see right here, it's in the shades for you. It's another bundle right here. Sorry, my voice is all wacky right now. So the ground's a little tough there. Get my handy dandy pitchfork. And there's another bundle. Some of these are not as big as the others. Just growing conditions, probably. How many weeds are around them. But there's another bundle right here. You can see the dry leaves. So go ahead and dig those up. I've already dug up one complete row of these, and so I'm working on the second and third rows right now. All right, well, I think I'm gonna call it quits for making the video. I need to be able to focus on getting this stuff out of the ground and getting on to some other things that I need to do. But thank you for joining me. You guys saw me plant all these last fall, and now you got to see me harvest them all. I will show you a quick update at the end of the video how much we harvested all together. So thank you for joining us here. We will see you next time. Bye.